Okay, y'all. Here we are. Here we are. Tory Lanez has finally come out. Now I know he did on the album Daystar. And as it turned out, that to Tory turned out not to be the right move because he still found himself trying to have to explain himself after he wanted his explanations on Daystar, his album that he just released, to be all the talking he had to do up until his court date. But because people were not satisfied and a lot of people dragged him from even dropping the album, talking about the events instead of him talking about them, he felt as though he still had not served his purpose. So he went on Instagram Live tonight to get a lot of things off his chest. And here is what we found out. Now, of course, a little spoiler, Tory still did not say what happened to Megan Thee Stallion. But he did want to make it perfectly and abundantly clear that he had nothing to do with it. That is according to what Tory Lanez said. Tory Lanez said he had absolutely nothing to do with harming Megan Thee Stallion. He kept apologizing, saying he don't want to seem like he's coming for her. But what he did do was he's pretty much calling Megan a liar. I mean, he's pretty much saying Megan's lying, and he's saying that the reason why she is lying is because she's got people in her ear making her change her story. Now, he stayed on about 20 minutes or so, and within that time, he made it clear that when the incident first happened, he got a call from Rock Nation basically telling him, don't make any statements. I hear you're going to make a statement. It would be in your best interest that you did not make a statement about what happened. So Tory pretty much admitted that the reason why he did not say something right away, even before he called his lawyers, he didn't say anything right away because Rock Nation pretty much told him not to say anything. So while Rock Nation was doing that, and I read a couple of blogs, and like I said, I didn't hear everything, but I do know he stayed on about 20 minutes. I got the gist of it. And it pretty much looks like they wanted him to keep quiet while they were going to let their client paint the narrative. All right? That's what it looks like to me. I read that also somewhere else. Someone agreed with me. It looks like to me as though they wanted him to stay quiet while they painted the narrative. And then he would be a few days behind the eight ball before he could respond again. Now, Tory made it abundantly clear that he does not believe Megan got shot. He didn't come out and say, you never got shot, but he pretty much said that wasn't a surgical table you were on. That was not surgery that you were in. You're not allowed to even take pictures during a surgical procedure. It's against the law. It doesn't matter if you're a star or not. How did it not hit any bones or tendons? But you say you got shot in both feet. I don't know if you people want to Google what a shot foot looks like, but it definitely wasn't the way her foot looked. So Tory was basically calling Megan a liar. Let's just call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Now, he basically went on to basically still state he did nothing to do with it. He's never put hands on a woman. You can't find any cases why he would ever put hands on a woman. He said he doesn't want Megan to get dragged. He still has feelings for Megan. He was saying seeing her on the surveillance camera was hurtful because it didn't look good. And he basically saying that Megan has people in her ear, and that's what's making her say these things about him. Because he said at first he was not saying that. Now, to me, he's still not saying what exactly happened. So how did her foot get cut? If she was not shot, then what happened to her foot? Nobody is letting that. I guess they're going to let that play out until court, because nobody is. I mean, you can't say, oh, he don't want to talk. He basically said everything now on record and now on Instagram Live, except for then what happened to her foot and who did it. If you didn't do it, what? At least say what. If you don't want to say who did it, can you say what happened to her foot at least? So, judging from what I've seen in the live, if people believed Tory before, they really gonna believe him now. Cause I'm not gonna lie, dude. The dude sounds convincing. The dude sounds convincing. And after that live, and then more people are gonna come out of that live saying they believe Tory. Megan just responded back on Twitter. And that was her response. This dude is generally crazy. Now, I'm going to say this. If I'm just on the outside looking in, it's going to make it seem to me like Tory's telling the truth. But there's still some things missing. What part can you clear up was whether that audio was legitimate or not? Can you clear up that part? Was the audio legitimate? Was that your bodyguard talking? Did Kelsey and Megan get into a fight? Something happened to Megan's foot, and you weren't driving around with the glass wasn't broke when you were driving it, when you were driving the car. So what happened to her foot that it started bleeding? Was it fragments in her foot? Looks like that's what they were picking out. If there were fragments in her foot, how did it get there? Who put the fragments there? I remember back in the day, I used to mention to her, and I believe G mentioned, because she mentioned it to me, where she taught me this thing that the first story when it comes to celebrities and when it comes to, big time scandals or what have you, or tragedies, G taught me, one thing she did teach me was the first story most of the time is the most accurate. And what was the very first thing said out of there? The very first thing said on that case was, I know y'all are going around, the story is going around that I shot Megan, but I would never do anything like that. That was from Kelsey. So Kelsey said the very first thing that was going on was the narrative was that she shot Megan. Me personally, I didn't hear anybody ever mention Kelsey until she mentioned herself and dragged herself into it, because I didn't even know who Kelsey was. So if the first story most of the time is the truth, oh, people think I shot Megan. Well, why would they think that? Kelsey? Why would they just out the blue think you shot Megan? And if it was Megan and Tory shot Megan, why have you unfollowed Megan? And why are you and Megan no longer talking? Sounds to me like a love triangle, and somebody took it a little too personal. Kelsey may have took the gun out. Maybe Megan was arguing in her face and she felt as though she had to take her gun out. Something happened. Tory Lanez says he's innocent. but still does not say what happened to Meg Thee Stallion. We'll keep you posted. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood, IE Network.